I recommend it. You can catch them on sale. You can use 20% off coupon, whatever. But if you're going to do brakes, replace calipers, lines, whatever, you need one of these. So if everybody's been paying attention, you noticed I've been doing a lot of brakes lately. Don't know why. I don't have like a reason, but it just seems like everybody's had brake problems lately. F-150 needed 2 calipers, a line, and then we broke a hard line. I did brakes on the Maxima. Bradley's Jeep needed brakes, a rotor, brake caliper. We just replaced the line. So all those things there, brake caliper, brake line, etc., hard line, soft line, whatever, require you to bleed the brakes. So I'm going to show you how to do today is the best way I think to bleed brakes. Go to Harbor Freight, buy one of these brake fluid bleeder, part number 92924. You can do by yourself, it's simple. You will need an air compressor and an air hose, obviously. I don't know exactly how big a one you would need. I have a big one. So you'll also need brake fluid. I recommend just put .4 in everything, unless it calls for .5. If it calls for .3, put .4 in it. If it calls for .4, put .4 in it. .4 is better than .3, but it'll work with .3. So just put the better stuff in there. My recommendation. You do whatever you want to, though. So this is simple. So what you do is you hook this up to your air line. You break your bleeder valve open. Put this over it, run it down. Then what you do is you pull this trigger, latch it like that. Then what you will do is just pump your brakes. I don't recommend pumping them fast, but as you can see, there's air and fluid coming out. Okay? If you just hook this up and don't pump your brakes, it won't work. Normally, once you pump your brakes once, it will start going. And the other thing to do is watch the fluid, because this will suck your reservoir dry. What I do is I overfill it and do it a few times, overfill it again, and I will pump this until you see clean fluid come out. And if you can tell the difference between used and clean new fluid. As you can see, more air coming out. Basically, you'll do this till you get all these air bubbles out. When you start getting just fluid and it looks clean, then you're done. I did this until I got clean fluid coming out. There was no air lines. The good thing is always set this somewhere you can see it if you're doing this by yourself, because I can go in here and pump the brake and watch the air bubbles go down that line, fluid going to the reservoir. I can tell from here that that's definitely old fluid and this is clean fluid. You can clearly see the difference. Okay, so now what you do is close this, take that off, put the dust cap over on, you're done. This is also a good time to check for leaks at your line. Okay, no leak there. Check for leaks there. Now, this is a good way too, if you ever wanted to like get all the old fluid out of your system, you would have to do this at every brake caliper. And if you decide to pull all your old fluid out of your system, you want to start furthest away from the reservoir. So furthest away. I'm gonna cut this in here. I didn't know that. Worked on that car the other day, talking about my air bleeder. Thought I'd be doing this one. But what I was talking about was if you're gonna use it as a way to bleed all your brakes and get all the old fluid out, start on the furthest one from the master cylinder, which will be this one. That way you'll get all that line going all the way down the firewall, all the way back here, and then it'll split right over there and go into here. So this way you get most of the old fluid out. So start on your rear passenger side. And if you're watching this overseas, it'll be over there because the driver's side's over here. Just figure it out. And then you'll just have to go to each caliper, getting progressively closer. So you would go back there, then here, then here, then here, because it's the closest. And basically just chasing what little bit of fluid's going to be left in these rubber lines. This is a really easy process. You can do it by yourself. The hardest thing, air compressor. you don't have an air compressor, you can't like do it this way. Now, when you buy this, it comes with a thing like a bottle that it comes with this bottle, the filler bottle, and this bottle is supposed to have adapters that go on, and you fill this up with fluid and put it here, and it sits there, and as you pull fluid out, fluid comes out of here and goes in the reservoir. I don't like using that bottle, and I'll tell you why. I've had issues with, because that bottle has a valve, when you open it, fluid starts coming out, and as you pump your brakes, the car's going to move a little bit, that bottle will fall over, and then all the fluid will just dump out all over everything. So I just like to do it a few times, come out here, top it off, or if you have somebody working with you like Steve or Bradley or whoever you have when you just have them sit out here and just pour some in while you're pumping. And then keep an eye on this. They can look for leaks. They can just help. But this is I highly recommend this tool if you're going to do any form of brakes. One of the most neglected thing on a car is brake fluid, and I feel like that's why a lot of cars have breakdowns when it comes to brake stuff, is because the fluid gets old and it breaks down, or it breaks down seals, or it breaks down hoses or whatever. So that's all there is to this tool. I recommend it. You can catch them on sale. You can use 20% off coupon, whatever. But if you're going to do brakes, replace calipers, lines, whatever, you need one of these.